I hate to do this to him, but he's given me no choice. The great actor Denzel Washington gets after sports talking heads like yours truly, where he feels like these opinionaires out here should find something else to do as opposed to just griping, moaning, groaning about athletes, players, and the like. But I take a little bit of offense to that, even though I know he's not directly talking to me, but I feel like to a certain extent he is. And even though it's a situation where he has the right to speak his mind and share his opinion, well, I got news for you. It's got to go back both ways there, Mr. Washington. Just remember, all business, never personal. Let's watch this one together.
Everybody's got an opinion. We live in a world of opinionaires. You know, that's what I call them, opinionaires. They're all the shows, a bunch of guys, and a couple of them that have played, but most of them who have an opinion about what something should be when they haven't done it. Those who can't talk about those who can. Those who have know what they're talking about. Those who haven't don't. Period.
All right, let's start there. He's talking about the athlete that most of them can't talk about it because they've experienced it. Whereas guys like myself, who've never played, never stepped foot on a diamond, gridiron, ice, hardwood, etc., have no right to absolutely unpack anything that's happening with an athlete, with a game, with sports. Which, Mr. Washington, you've been in many forums where you've had commencement speeches and winning awards, accepting how hard work, dedication, discipline, etc., is going to get you far in life. And listen, there are a lot of blowhards. There are a lot of guys that talk a lot of junk, and they just do it for the clicks or the rage bait, whatever. And I totally get that. But to generalize all of us, where, like myself, I probably got 30, 40,000 hours in the game. And granted, I haven't been on a major platform, whether it be on TV, newspaper, magazine, print, etc. But at the same time, I know I could go anywhere, anytime, and stand in a room with the best of the best, and I could chop it up. Please, you mean to tell me today's athlete knows about the Pine Tar game? Do they know about the drive for five? Do they know about a lot of the big moments in history? Red Right 88? I mean, Mr. Washington, come on. You're talking to somebody who eats, drinks, sleeps, breathes sports. So, yes, I get there are a lot of people out there that just bark away and they want to me, and get all the attention. And meanwhile, it's style over substance. But I got news for you. Not everybody is built that way. I'm built for this. So I want to continue with what you had to say here because it even gets more interesting than this.
Too much talking. Too much talking. Everybody got an opinion. Somebody's sitting around getting fat, you know, thinking they know how to do it. Just because you can sit behind a desk and chit-chat doesn't mean you can do a damn thing.
Wait, hold up. Just because we have an opinion, you say getting fat, that we can't do a damn thing? Mr. Washington, I know you sit courtside at Laker games, and I'm sure you know the NBA inside out, upside down, the whole nine, and which is great. And I'm sure you're a huge fan. I know you are because you've been going to games for years. But if you're sitting with a buddy, and granted, you're not on the air or not in an open forum to where you have a camera and a microphone in front of you that you're going to break down LeBron James and the Lakers, or you're going to break down SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And even if you did, and I'm sure you probably can, to ask the questions where somebody may say or ask you that, what do you think about SGA? Do you think he's the best player in the game? And you may come out and say, no, I don't think so. Or you may say, I think it's Nikola Jokic or Luka Doncic or Anthony Edwards. And right, that is your opinion, correct? And you know the sport, you know the game. Just because you never played, I understand you were in He Got Game, a role where you worked with the great Ray Allen. But still, you know enough basketball to at least critique it or at least to share your opinion. So as much as you want to say, oh, these cats are getting fat, they don't know a damn thing, all they do is chit-chat, open their mouths. Come on, Mr. Washington. I mean, you must have a vendetta against certain people or a fraction of people that critique it for a living. Now, whether they do it right or wrong or have any integrity, that's a whole different issue. But you just can't put a whole blanket over all of us to think that none of us belong in those conversations, especially with people who played the game, because I can tell you, there are people who played the game that probably couldn't tell you the players of yesteryear. You mean to tell me that you go to today's player and they know who Rudy Tomjanovich is, or they know who Phil Ford is, or they know who Walt Frazier is? I mean, come on, you'd be very surprised to find out how many of these players have no idea if they ran into them face to face, they couldn't even pick them out of a lineup.
Those are bars.
Come get up here with me. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Come get in the gym with me. Let's find out.
Let's do it.
I don't know you.
We saw
But
you.
you know, I can throw my hands. I
We
can do
saw
it.
you
I can
boxing
sure do it.
in
I
the
can do it
Rolls
for-
Royce.
I can do it
Side
for
by
real.
side.
I don't talk about it.
Now, whether they're good at it, that's one thing. But anytime, anywhere, You could put a mic in my face. You could put a camera. You could wake me up out of a deep sleep on a Wednesday morning at 3 a.m. And guess what? I'll be ready with bars. I'll be ready with just everything. Ammunition from the mouth, from the brain, processing right on through. And listen, I understand he wouldn't know me from a hole in the wall. And there's a majority of people that obviously look at me as like, who's this guy? But guess what? All I know is that what I deliver and what I brought over 7 years of podcasting and a lot of the content that you see on my YouTube channel and other social media accounts, it is done with nothing but integrity. It is done with nothing but passion, hard work, all that. And in fact, as I like to say, it's in the blood, it's in the DNA. I'm built for this. I wake up every morning to find out what's going on in sports, rumors, injuries, trades, you name it. And this is even including the games, which of course I follow. NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, golf, tennis, boxing, MMA, all across the board. So it's not a thing where it's like, oh, I got to watch this today. Or, oh, let me see what's happening. I really don't want to do this today. Not this guy. As I say in my outro on every one of my podcasts, always coming correct, direct, and in full effect, because that's the only way I know how, especially in this realm called sports.
Well let me leave you
That's
on
some
this.
skinny kid, you know, who never played a day in his life, and now he can get back at everybody because he got a mic in his face and show. People need to shut up. People need to shut up. Learn how to do something. Be actually good at something. Try that.
The skinny kid that maybe he does know. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that think they know or claim they know. And I've gotten back at some of these people here on YouTube that have big time accounts and certainly a ton of subscribers. But again, style over substance. They couldn't even tell me certain things that have happened throughout the course of sports history where I know in my deepest sleep, or I'm sure I forgot about a lot of this stuff, then they remember. But that's not even the point. The point is that he wants to tell people like us to shut up. Well, yes, I know with me and what I've done throughout the course of my life, especially when it comes to sports, that, yeah, could I say that he's directed it toward me? No, but there is that little piece inside of me that's saying, Mr. Washington. And let me close it out by saying this. As I mentioned before, and one last time, he has put forth a Hall of Fame career, stellar career. Can't knock that, no way, shape, or form. And he's been one that's come out to say no shortcuts. You got to go through the muck, the hard way. And I'm paraphrasing, of course. And that's what I've done. And I know that if I sat across from him and was fortunate and lucky enough to do so, and we want to chop it up about sports, I'm sure we would come away and be like, all right. Just like he said to that guy, no, I'm not talking about you. Yeah, because he'd say the same thing about me. And if there was ever a day and time that if Mr. Washington, this happens to come across his laptop, tablet, phone, whatever, I know you were from Moneymaker Mount Vernon. And guess where I live and currently reside? Boogie Down Bronx. Game knows game. So you know what? If you want to talk it and be about it, like you said, and back it up, you know where to find me.